Hello, Colts Nation, and what is up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to an episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton, and as always, No Horsing Around is powered by Wager Wire. Wager Wire is a revolutionary, one-of-a-kind sports betting app that will be coming to you very soon that allows you to get in and out of future bets, in and out of multi-team parlays. It's insane. You can get out before they bust. And you can trade on games right up to the moment that the puck drops, the tip goes up or the kickoff happens. It's amazing. Go check them out, wagerwire.com. You can drop in your email address. That way you get notified when that app is coming. And you can go over also and follow them at WagerWire on Twitter. Check out their Twitter spaces by fans, for fans, especially this time of year. Really cool stuff. So make sure you go check out WagerWire. Okay, y'all. What on earth does Jim Irsay mean, right? What is happening? So for those who may have been under a rock in the last 24 hours, Jim Irsay, our beloved owner, recently tweeted out, as only he does, which is why I absolutely adore Jim Irsay. He tweets out, let me find this because I want to make sure I do it correctly. For the 23 draft, we have many options. With the number 4 pick, we could stay put and take a quarterback, or trade up and take a quarterback, or trade down and maybe take a quarterback, or trade or not. Smiley face. All options on the table, but we like our position and are very excited. Fire up. Followed by 4 pictures of Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Levis. What is happening is the question, right? Like, what is going on? We are how far from the NFL draft, right? Like, we are so close to the NFL draft that it's not even funny. I mean, you keep hearing it. But what did he do? What's only Jim Irsay is going to do these kind of things, right? Like only Jim Irsay is going to tweet out pictures of the quarterbacks that he likes. Potentially. Only Jim Irsay is going to say repeatedly, I want a rookie quarterback. We want our own quarterback to groom. And then 10 days out from the NFL draft, tweet out, hey, we really like where we're at. We could trade up and get a quarterback. We could stay where we're at and get a quarterback. We could trade down and maybe get a quarterback. Or we could do nothing. Everything ends with a quarterback. It's mind-blowing. Okay, so let's kind of look at this, right? Let's weed our way through these. So we know what we know of these 4 guys, right? What we know of the 4 quarterbacks that he mentions in there, right? And firstly, we know with let's go Anthony Richardson, the hottest name probably linked to the Colts. So we know last week he had a 2-day top 30 visit. He was actually there when they reported for offseason workouts. We know, as reported today by, I believe, Ian Rappaport and maybe Tom Pelissaro, that the Colts have already scheduled for a follow-up Zoom later this week, I guess, to kind of round that out with him. We know of 2 different incidents of the plane being down there. We know of them having a really weird, informal meeting during the combine, and we know Morocco Brown was at the pro day. So you link all that, and we know that he is highly possible to be available at 4, right, without having to move up. He's not a move up, right? So that's what we know about Anthony Richardson. And we have our kind of people that we know, like Rashad over at Horseshoe Huddle. He's reported there's a lot of interest. Zach Kiefer with The Athletic has reported. Stephen Holder has reported there's a lot of interest. A lot of due diligence done. We know they sent probably scouts to about 4 of his games, right? So we know that they are interested in him. And that's one that could be 4, could be have to move up. We don't know. Then you go to the next one, right? The next one is CJ Stroud. That's with the news that broke today, right? So we know Bryce Young is canceled the rest of his visits. He's not having it anymore. He had him with the Panthers and he had him with the Texans. He's not doing it with the Colts, you guys. So that's done. So we can go ahead. He's one that I don't foresee dropping past 1. maybe 2 at the most. So that's with him. We know they like him. We know they've done due diligence on him, but he's not going to be there. So we can rule that one out. But we know with the news today that he's canceled those visits. And then you had kind of this mind blowing moment from Adam Schefter. And it's a great point that he makes, you guys, is all this talk of quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. It's never happened. And there's a reason behind that because we hype up this position so much and we think that's what's going to happen. And Schefter came out today and said he would bet that we have a quarterback go at 1 and not another one till 4 when the Colts pick. Mind blowing, right? Mind blowing. Now, why would that be? Well, it sounds like the Texans were zeroed in on Bryce Young, wanted Bryce Young. He's not going to be there. So they're not going to settle for CJ Stroud. They may not pick a quarterback. They may go Will Anderson, right? So that boom. Then the Cardinals, well, we got to get our top defensive player because Will Anderson's gone. So we got to go to get him. We can't risk trade back. Boom, another one. Then you're sitting at 4. And you potentially have CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis. Your top 3 quarterbacks, 3 of the top 4 quarterbacks available to you. Now, there's also the chance that the Texans balk, and then you're staring at 3, becoming one of the most highly coveted picks potentially to get CJ Stroud. That could be the trade up. Do you have to go to 3 to get CJ Stroud? Maybe. Do the Colts do it? I've been pretty steadfast that I don't think the Colts are trading up. I just don't. I just don't see the Colts trading up at all. I think they view them all very similar, but that's the trade up, right? And then you have Will Levis, who sits there too. Well documented the interest in them. Well documented who they sent to his pro day. Not his pro day, sorry. Who they sent for his private workout. He was in town today with the Colts. We know that they went to 3 or 4 games of his last year. We know that he's probably had some sort of connection with them since the previous years, what we've heard reported. We know he has a very good connection with the Mannings, Peyton, Eli, Archie, which, by the way, I tweeted out right before I was recording this. If you haven't watched On the Clock with him, very good, very impressive. Comes across very impressive, very motivated, very hard worker, good leadership skills. I came away very impressed, and I'm a Levis fan, so take that what you will. But it was very impressive on that one. So I think that's one that they like a lot too. I think, and then you have a lot of smoke people throwing out there saying that's who they like. I don't know. If I knew who they were picking, I'd make a lot of money because I'd bet on it and I'd win money. Who do you guys think? Like, who do y'all think he's talking about? Jim Irsay is not leaking out anything that nobody knows. Everybody knows the Colts are picking quarterback. Chris Ballard could say it all day, every day, that he's not sure what he's going to do. Everybody knows what they're doing. The question is, who are they picking? And I think for the longest time, we felt that it's between Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. There's a potential it could be with CJ Stroud. I don't know. If you asked me right now who I really think they're going to pick, I do think it's going to be Will Levis. I think he fits the mold. I think people, go check out the episode I did on Will Levis. I think people underestimate his athleticism. You'll learn a lot when you watch the On the Clock too, because it goes through last year, and he has a lot of dialogue with Archie Manning throughout the year, and they show that on all the way back to he strained his hamstring in preseason, and then on one play he dislocated his finger and got turf toe that put him out for 2 games. Like he strained his shoulder. Like there was a lot of stuff that inhibited his mobility. But that's my guess. My guess, if you were asking me right now what I think he's the pick. I don't know if that's with CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson still on the board. I don't know if that's with either of them still on the board. I don't know if that's with none of them on the board, and Will Levis is the only pick that they can make. But I think that that's going to be the pick. And I think Jim Irsay, I don't think he's going to have a ton of say. I think he's going to have some say, but I don't think he's going to have the final say. But I think at the same time, the connection with Peyton's going to carry weight with him. Like Peyton's going to be able to talk to him and say those things. Man, it's just fun stuff. I'm ready for the pick to happen. I think we can all agree, 2 weeks from now, when this is over, are we really all going to be bickering and complaining about who they picked, or are we just going to be happy they picked somebody, right? Like, there's all this complaints about, if I say I like Will Levis, that I hate Anthony Richardson, or if I say something good about Anthony Richardson, I no longer like Will Levis. I can like them both. I can have my preference, but it's not my job on the line, and I'm not the one who's doing all the scouting. I'm not the one being paid to do that. So, what does Jim Irsay mean? Exactly what he says he means. We're taking a quarterback. How, when, where? You don't know. But we're taking one with our first pick. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Who do y'all think they're going to take now? What do you think he means by it? And honestly, too, do you think this hampers or kind of puts Chris Ballard in a bad position? Because I don't. What do y'all think? And as always, you guys, if you've not had a chance to join this No Horsing Around family, please do so. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to join the family, join the family. We always pop it up. We always talk about it. There's levels you guys can support the family too, right? Like you guys can do, there's different membership levels. So, and you can see it scrolling across the bottom. If you want to do that, you can do that. If not, just subscribe, be part of the family, and join us on the live stream. Tell us your opinion. We'll be going live again this week. And as always, we always end these things the same way we always do. I love you. I know Zach loves you. I'm out.